Hello everybody and welcome to the Hard West. Hard West is a western turn-based strategy game, maybe a little bit of shooting game. For those who are known to XCOM, the game will have a lot of familiarities and a lot of things will be very similar. I played already a little bit. I played basically the first scenario and started the second one, and I'm also going to jump right into it. I restarted already, it's already set to 0, but you still see that I got some achievements over here. I played it only in medium. You can choose between 3 different difficulties and 2 additional things in there. And I think I'm just going to start. Let's begin with the first round. We go for restart. And I will add the combat injuries. Not the Iron Man, because I don't want to restart the whole scenario when one of the main characters is going to die, which is very likely to happen. And I think the challenge but fair difficulty is fine for me. So let's go ahead and start the scenario.
The Old West was a hard place. The only thing in abundance was poverty and firearms. Combine alcohol and hopelessness with greed, envy, lust, and pride, and death is often the result. Crude cabins stood alone in the wilderness, cut off from the outside world. People knew to mind their own business, but isolated, they grew ignorant and superstitious. Some said the devil walked the earth, said lost souls haunted and possessed the living, pushing them past the edge of sanity. In this harsh and dangerous country, no one had it easy, including your family. You were 6 years old when you traveled the Oregon Trail with your mother and father. Food was scarce, and your father, despite being a fine tracker and a crack shot, failed to find any game. It was as if every animal on the trail was spooked by some evil force. Your old man found a small village and tried to trade equipment for food, but this village was overrun by outlaws. They took your mother and decided to trade you and your father to white slavers. But he managed to break free, told you to hide, and set out to save her.
So there we go, the story has been set and our mother has been kidnapped. And in this first round we're going to play our father who is trying to rescue her. I'm not going to go for the tutorial since I already had it, but when they say that it's short and useful, they are really right with that. So what we have on the top the main objective, on the bottom optional objectives will show, and we have the current status of the events. We are at the moment in combat. Might also be that they are just on the watch and you can walk around freely to a certain extent, but that will come later on in the game. And we have our character displayed over here and his movement points or his action points. And then again, for those who are familiar with XCOM, they are fully aware of how that works. You have this yellow line which is telling you how much you can move, and as soon as you, well, as much as you can move with using 1 action point. When you move outside of there, the yellow area, the orange line appears and will tell you how far you can walk using 2 action points. When using both action points, you will not be able to shoot anymore. And also it's important that when you take shots in the beginning, you will not be able to move afterwards anymore. So you really have to be a little bit careful with the planning of that. We have 2 different things that are your stats of your characters, which are hit points. We have at the moment 8 of 8, and luck. The luck I will explain a little bit later. And we have this small indicator over here, which is the range modifier. Of course, with depending on the weapon, the further you get, the more difficult it will be to hit. At least it is with this kind of weapon. We have 6 shots, and we can switch between weapons. At the moment we only have 1 though, so that doesn't matter. On the bottom right you see the enemies. The red ones are those that you can see right away. and the grayish ones are those there where you have an indication of where they are. Also known as the cover. If you go into cover like this, you have half cover. If you go into cover like, for example, over here, you will have the full cover. And the various actions that our guys have. So let's get moving. Over here we do not have any line of sight. Oh, actually we do, but on a guy that is completely somewhere else. And 22% is not really good. So I'm going to end this turn by staying here in half cover. Half cover is of course not always the best. You should always try to get into the full cover. You've seen, because the enemy missed us, we lost 40 of luck. The luck is helping you dodging the enemy's bullets. So let's get over here to take him out of the cover. And hopefully we are able to take him out. 100% hit chance, so we will take him out. The enemy now is moving, so we are not into cover anymore, and he will cause 4 damage. You've seen now as well though that we gained some of our luck. And we're just going to take the shot here at him. Zack, that was him. We already halved that, that's not really good, but I'm pretty sure we can still manage. So slowly moving in, reloading. And no enemies moving. So let's continue slowly, maybe we can get a proper shot at the enemy over here. One more thing that is with the cover is pretty interesting. This here is a tent. As you can see around there, there's no cover at all, even though it's pretty huge. That is because it's made of linen. And linen is not really going to stop a bullet. So when I'm standing behind here, it might be that an enemy can still shoot at me. How I know that there is an enemy is, you can see it here with my guy, he has a shadow. If an enemy would be standing over here, I can't see him, but I might see his shadow. So you really need to pay a little bit of attention to your surrounding. So let's continue moving in. We know here's one enemy. I'm going to move in over... Well, I want proper cover. Well, let's run over here. It should be 100% cover behind these ruins. I don't think he can shoot through there. He did not react at all. At least it doesn't seem like it. So let's move in a little bit more. And now we have a proper shot. Hopefully proper, 70%. That's good enough. Well, I wish that would have been good enough. Well, he can shoot through the ruins. I did not expect that. But it's not the highest hit chance. So what I'm going to do, since I haven't seen any other enemy around, I'll move in over here. Normally you should never be in open area. Well, I also shouldn't be here because I don't have any line of sight. Well, but then, there's what I meant. It's just a bush, he doesn't give you any kind of cover. He just blocks the line of sight, but we know where he is. So we are shooting through the bush and still hit him. There's at least one more enemy around. We heard a door opening. And we see him right over there. 70%, that's an acceptable shot. And we are hitting. And another one is moving in. Because we had full cover, we only get 1 hit point. Full cover is also reducing the damage that you are taking, which saved basically our lives here. So let's go ahead, take him out as well. And I hope there's not too many more guys, because we're getting pretty low on health. No one to be seen from here. So let's move in and take a look inside. Well, still I can't see anything. And I didn't mention that I think I can pan the camera around a little. Only in these 4 directions though. Let's get over here. There is the enemy. We have 59% hit chance. We could of course use the fanning. Well, we don't have enough action points for that. So let's try the 59% shot. And we are hitting, that is very fortunate for us. And I think all enemies are down now. Let's quickly check. Yeah, no enemy movements anymore, so we need to get inside the building.
She was nowhere to be found. He saw the box What was in it?
You see an indication of where you need to go, and when you pen over it, you get actually this action point. So let's do this.
The simple wooden box contained a head. Your mother's head. Afterwards, your father found one of the gunmen still alive. The dying man rambled on about some unholy obligation, about promises made by the devil himself, and the rewards they would find in hell.
So they killed our mother. As you've seen, the narration is done by a guy called Death. So, you know, it's a little bit strange, the whole thing over here. So, mission completed. And the auto-saving, this always when something is saved. And yeah, well, let's go ahead, I would say.
You and your father were alive, but all your supplies were destroyed. No way you'd make it to Oregon now. Your father decided to stay put and build a life right there. Many years passed, and you grew up. You became a man.
So, obviously we took some time because our character joins. You saw it on the bottom right. There are always things coming up that are happening. And, well, let's just go on from that. Let's read out after the fight. So the two of you took over the ruined railroad company buildings and tried your hands at farming. The soil was dry and the land was dangerous. You spent 10 long years scratching out an existence from the dirt. Now you are grown, you figured you two of you should try for Oregon again. It's what Mother would have wanted. Gold. Who would have thought they'd find it here? And just when you needed cash for your journey. Time to strike it rich and get out of town before the outlaws and madmen showed up. They always do. And we get the new objective in. After the fight still, and the masked man controlled all the gold mining. His henchmen sold you a license that let you run 9 prospecting operations. You can see it over here. Different areas are coming up that we can investigate. We need to go and mine gold until our license are running out. Over here you see the effectiveness of what we are going to while we are mining, of various tools that we are having, and the amount of licenses that we still have. That I actually have not used so far, so it would be also new for me as soon as we get there. And one more thing, we have on the top right the gold, and of course our character slots. The character slots, or between the different characters, switch here on the bottom left, and you can see this obviously should be us now. Our name is Warren. We also have 6-shooter. And of course you can also see the various stats. We are a little bit worse of shot than our father is. And the boons and afflictions is that we are an essential person when we die. Actually we need to restart, in this case, since we haven't chosen for Iron Man, only this actual fight and not the whole scenario. We can increase our character's stats by going to these decks of cards. You're unlocking them over time. They all have different effects, which you can see on the right. The 10 of diamonds will give us the ability for equalization. It requires 60 luck and reduces every character's reduce every character's HP to 1. Well, that sounds a little bit strange. I think it might be the enemy's health points that we're reducing. But while it's equipped to one of our guys, it also has the passive effect of +5 aim. And at the moment, he needs that. If you want to check the statistics of the actual guy, you just need to click on him and you will see the stats. The 10 of spades we have as well. Gives us the ability of ricochet. I don't know if it's pronounced that way, anyhow. And the bullets are bouncing off various items. For example, as you can see in the picture, he's shooting against the bucket and is hitting the guy next to him. Also gives us 5 more aim. I will also equip this with Warren. Because the more you have equipped, I think it's related to how you actually are how you play poker with the value. They get a different boon. Over here we, for example, because we have a pair, we get +5 movements. So let's go ahead. We do not have anything that we can switch around over here. So let's just close and I would say let's go mining. What do we have over here? The meadow. Well, let's check that out first. You notice the young native woman with a basket picking flowers and carefully selecting herbs. Initially startled by your arrival, she then offered you healing herbs for sale. You bought the herbs, so we could buy stuff for 35 bucks. Or we can inspect the basket but decide to seek out the healing plants yourself instead. Or we can just leave. I'm going to seek for them by myself. 35 gold is basically all we have at the moment. I think we can use it better somewhere else. Observant and lucky, you picked the correct herbs. Very nice. But it cost us 30 luck at Warren. That's okay. Let's go ahead to the ugly ditch. Everyone said there was placer gold down in the ditch, but most of it was buried deep under hard rock. And we need to invest money in order to dig some gold out. And you can see here we would need the skill of the first tool, here's the second and third. It's indicated by the symbol in front as well. And I'm going to rinse the placer gold, costing me 15 bucks. On the bottom right you will always see how much you actually gain from it. And our income here was $16. You can do every action only once. And therefore, because we have now enough gold, we could go with the next one. Which I will do. Because we need to use them all up. That's our mission. Over here, well, we didn't get that much out of it. We got only 2 gold. And we won't have enough for the next step. So let's just go ahead and visit our neighbor. It looked like the nearby farm was one inhabited. You paid them a visit and they turned out to be kind people. You exchanged pleasantries and the customary promises to help one another. More importantly, you met Florence, their beautiful, kind-hearted daughter. All you exchanged were a few glances, but you found yourself smitten. Not interested in prospecting themselves, the neighbor tipped you off about a couple of promising spots. Very nice.
From the day you first laid eyes on Florence, she was all you could think about. It wasn't just desire that she inspired in you. It was the way she saw the best in you, the way she made you feel.
So I guess we have our love story going on. So let's go ahead. We can choose between 3 more spots. Let's go for the damp mine. The mine looked like its hard rock depths were still untouched. There was probably gold down there. We have 53, let's go for the big one. Well, the big one in this case would be the middle. And we gained again only 2. That's not very good. Actually, it seems at the moment like the cheapest one has the highest success rate. Let's try it then. Well, we get 1 gold. At least we have lost nothing, let's say it that way. Except of the licenses to mine. The collapsed mine? You'd heard about this place, a rich mine that collapsed years ago top on a bunch of miners, burying them alive. Their wives and children still decorate the entrance with flowers. It looked like you could squeeze in, maybe you get some of the gold they found. It might not have been the smartest thing to do, but you got in. Yeah, we do that. As you reached the first opening, you found a skeleton with its legs crushed under the boulder. You wondered if he bled out before he died of thirst. His shirt, though stained, was still intact and of very good quality, and we took it, as you've seen on the bottom right. Well, we couldn't go deeper or go back. Well, why not going deeper? The next cavern was cramped and full of stale air. You found a little gold, but still not much. Well, 43 gold, that's more than we mined. And we got some boots. I think I'm going to leave for now, because there will be at some point something bad happening and I want that. It was too much, let's get back to the surface. As you inched your way back to the sunlight, you heard a low rumbling all around you. A low rumbling? Okay. You buried, hands trembling, heavy drops of sweat rolling down your face. You had just emerged, blinking in the sunlight, when the mine collapsed behind you. Well, I said luckily it's behind me and not on top of me. What do we have? Prospectors camp? Prospectors, led by Alexander Kane, had been collecting gold using rinsing pans. Kane had vast knowledge of placer gold retrieving techniques. So we can obviously increase here our various skills, but only for money, which we do not have. We have 99 gold at the moment. I think we needed 100. Yeah, we need 100 for the next one. So is there anything else or anywhere else where we can go? So with 100 gold, we are not getting that far. With 99, we need 100 to do stuff. Can we do the other one? Nope, we need proper tools for that. Anything here? Ah, here we can still continue. So let's go ahead with doing the for 15. We gained 16. Continue with that. And let's go for the big one. Hopefully getting something out of there. Hard to tell. Well, we got only 6 out of that, but that's fine for me. And let's go and finish this one then. Well, that was pretty good. We got 42. Oh, inevitably news about the gold spread. Overnight, several nearby homesteads and settlements were raided. That's giving us another objective. Father Rabbit, you wouldn't make it on your own. You figured you'd need protection. You disagreed, but went along with his decision for the last time. That's already not very promising. Let's quickly check what the boots and the shirt that we got will do. Almost new, just stained with blood, protects from crippling injuries. And this one will give us additional movements. Yeah, I don't want injuries, so put that on. Can you wear 2 things? No, 1 per person. So go ahead and equip the herbs, why not? We have nothing else at the moment. Probably they can heal us also during battle. And new stuff opened up. What do we have? Ask the crime lord for protection, or we can continue mining. Well, let's quickly finish the mining and then we go for the protection. Hopefully we get also more money out of here. And that looks actually pretty nice. Another 106. And we have one more attempt. We gotta do that over here. And, well, just 31 more, but we have completed this mission. And, well, not much left to do than going to the crime lord. The Mexican said he'd help you if you split your gold money with him. He left you a bunch of guns, some empty messings, and a promise to send the vaquero to help you out. Well, we got a new character and some new stuff and also a new location to visit. Let's quickly check what we got. We have a navy gun, damage 5, ammunition 5, range short. What does this thing do? 4, 6? Well, let's switch it out. And we got the repeater rifle. Range medium, damage 4, ammunition 16. I'm going to equip this with our self. And I want that as first weapon, so can I move that out? Move. No? We can't move it over there. Okay, then keep that. And what does he have? He has a western rifle and sort of cobra. Do we have new cards? No? Okay. Accepted. Well, let's... Oh, we have 2 more spots actually. Oh, 3 with the church here. But our task is to defend the homestead. So let's go ahead. The bandits were coming. It was the hour of reckoning. Well, let's take up defensive positions. There's nothing else we can switch over here. Let's just start fighting. And preferably, don't die. So let's go ahead and defend our homestead. We have the side objective of Cheech, who is not allowed to die. Well, I will try that. And get going here. We are here only half cover. That's not the ideal. Let's get into full cover. He is in full cover, but on the outside. But I think that's fine for now. And he has the full cover and also visibility outside. So let's wait for the enemies to move in. Well, that being said, they are coming right away. We are at 2, here's number 3. Number 4. And I hear even more enemies, number 5. They're getting quite a lot. And another one, number 6. That's not really fair. 6 against 3. Anyhow, let's try to take some out. We have a 79% hit chance with 5 damage. Well done, nice shot. And also here, let's see what does this actually do. 3 shots with 20% aim penalty. We don't need 3 shots at one guy, so let's go for the regular one with 74% hit chance. Very good. 2 enemies down, let's see if we can make 3 out of that. Well, he doesn't have high hit chance, maybe it is because of the shotgun not having a pretty high range. Let's switch around. And here you can see that he gets a better range there. And you also see the hit chance actually on top here. So we could go for the guy with the 8 health or with another guy with 3 health, and I think that I want to take out the bandit first, which we do very nicely, and then take care of the other guys. Everyone who's dead cannot cause any damage on my guys, so it's fine. Well, standing like that in the open is not really a nice thing. We are in full cover against them, so he does not do a lot of damage. Basically just 1. And we had a 100% hit chance and also make, of course, full use of it. So now let's go ahead. We have 59 here and 59 there on both of them, so that's not really good. But I think I will take the shot. Only 2 damage since he has half cover. But that's fine. We can slowly work with that. And I think I'm going to fall a little bit back. Or let's say hide over here. So the enemy has to move in. We have 4 shots left, so I don't need to reload. Now he's hiding right behind the door. Well, anything I can do against that, I can. I will move him over here, so he has no cover anymore. Which I will make use of course. I could go for the guy with 8 health, or finishing this one off, and I will do that first. With him I don't have a high hit chance, I think. No, I don't. So let's move him in to the building. Or let you stay there. I fall back with him. This will use up all of our action points, but that's okay. And you just... well, no, I come back inside here as well, just to be a little bit on the safe side, and wait for the enemy to move. Well, being on the safe side, that was not really how that works, but I'm pretty sure that my guys will manage to take him out now. Why does he have only 2 damage though? That's not how I was picturing that whole thing. I did not expect him to have full cover or half cover even. But that's fine. I'll just move all the guys close by and they will cause enough damage. So you can take revenge basically. 71%, that's not good enough. Let's move in a little. here into full cover. So even if he survives, we still have a good chance of killing him. Switch the weapon, and 69%. Well, stupid. But I don't think that he will be able to take us out. 3 damage. It's okay. Now I can just go right next to him. Oh, I should have considered that Overwatch. But yeah, that's fine. Mission completed. And now you see clearly why I didn't want to go for the Iron Man. Because my guys will die at some point. Because of some stupid action of mine. Anyhow, let's go on. This guy left us again. We got quite some money though for that. And we got some cards available and new locations. Well, let's go ahead. Though you survived the attack, Father was worried. He said you should build an underground escape tunnel in case of another attack, but he also wants you to call the shots. And well, I don't think it's a bad idea. We can always escape or even get into our building maybe. Father said he'd take care of the materials and construction. Meanwhile, the bandits were attacking elsewhere. You ran to make sure Florence was safe. Well, and we are going to check on Florence the next time. So, well, what can I say about the game? It's different with the mining on the map and the preset locations. I was hoping maybe you can just explore a little bit like you can do in Wasteland 2 and find new spots and, well, maybe be attacked meanwhile by walking around. I would have liked that. I think maybe that is still coming later to increase the difficulty a little bit in later scenarios. But that's fine for now. So I'll leave it like that. I thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want to see a little bit more of this game or if it's not of your interest at all. And well, then I would say see you next time. Bye bye.